She is.
When did my little scroll come home?
Just now. Come in here, Torvald, to see what I got.
What did you say? All these things. Has my little spendthrift been wasting money again?
Oh, but Torvald, this year we can really afford to let ourselves go a little. It's the first Christmas we do not need to economize.
So we can't spend money recklessly.
Oh, we can be a little bit more reckless now, mayn't we? Just a tiny little bit. Big job at the bank now, bearing lots and lots of money.
Until the new year, and then it's a whole quarter before the salary is due.
Well, we can borrow until then.
Nora!
As you please, Torvald.
Come, my little Starbuck. Thou must not drop her wings. Now, what do you think I have?
Money!
Joe?
$1, $11, $21. Oh, thank you, Torvald. This would keep me going for such a long time.
And what's in these parcels over here?
Oh, no! You must not see until this evening.
Very well. Now tell me, you extravagant little person, what would you like for yourself?
For myself? I'm sure I don't want for anything.
Yes, but there must be something you would particularly like to have.
I really can't think of anything unless...
Well?
If you really want to give me something, then you might...
Well, out with it!
You might give me money, Torvald. Only as much as you can afford, and then one of these days I'll buy something with it.
My dear little Laura. Is a sweet little spendthrift. But she wastes a great deal of money. People would be surprised about how expensive such little persons are.
It's a shame to say that. I really do save all I can.
Oh, you can, but the truth is you can't save anything.
Show me to the door. What a nuisance.
Remember, if it's a caller, I'm not at home.
How do you do, Nora? Christine, to think of my not recognizing you. I mean, how could
I arrived by steamer this morning.
How wonderful. Come in, take off your things. You're not cold, I hope? There, that's better. It's only in the first moment. A little paler, Christine, perhaps a little thinner.
I'm much, much older, Nora.
Not much older. Certainly not much. Perhaps a little. Well, the thoughtless creature I am babbling on like this. Poor dear Christine, you have to forgive me.
What do you mean, Nora?
Dear Christine, you are a widow.
Ah, yes. It's been 3 years now.
I know. I read about it in the papers. I meant ever so often to write to you, but something always stopped me, or something always prevented me.
Oh, I quite understand that, dear.
It was very horrible of me, Christine. Oh, poor thing. How you must have suffered. And he left you with nothing.
No.
No children.
No.
Nothing at all then.
Not even any sorrow or grief to live upon. You spent a whole year in Italy, didn't you?
Yes, it was a wonderful, beautiful journey. It saved Tommy's life. It cost a tremendous amount of money, Christine.
Oh, I can quite imagine.
It cost about $250. That's a lot, isn't it?
Yes, but in emergencies it's lucky to have the money.
I ought to tell you we had it from Papa.
Oh, yes, I see. That was around about the time he died, wasn't it?
Yes, and just think, I couldn't go and nurse him.
You mustn't be angry with me, Nora, dear. The worst of a position like mine is one becomes so bitter. No one to work for, yet always obliged to be on the lookout for chances. One must live, so then one must become selfish. And when you told me of the unhappy turn your fortunes had taken, well, you wouldn't believe it. I was delighted. Not so much on your account, but of all my own.
I don't quite understand, Christine. Oh, I see. You mean that perhaps Torvald could get you something to do? You must, Christine. Just leave it to me. I will broach the subject very cleverly. I will think of something that pleases him very much.
Oh, how kind you are, Nora, to be so anxious to help me. It is doubly kind of you as you know so little of the troubles and burdens in life.
I know so little of them.
Oh, dear! Small household cares, that sort of thing. You're a child, Nora!
You ought to not be so superior.
No?
You're just like everybody else. They all think I am incapable of anything serious, that I know nothing in the world of cares.
But Nora, dear, you have just told me of all your troubles.
I have not told you the most important thing.
The most important
Sit
thing?
down. Now I too will show you I have something to be proud of and glad of. It was I who saved Torvald's life. I told you about our trip to Italy. Torvald never would have survived if he hadn't gone.
But it was your father who gave you the necessary funds.
That's what Torvald and all the others think.
Well, then how did you get the money, Nora? Because you could not have borrowed it.
Couldn't I? Why not?
A wife cannot borrow without her husband's consent.
Oh, it is a wife who has any head for business. A wife who has the wit to be a little bit clever.
Listen to me,
If
Nora.
it's absolutely necessary, he must not know. My goodness, can't you understand that?
There is the bell. I perhaps better go.
No! It's sure to be for Torvald.
Excuse me, Mrs. Hill.
What do you want?
Excuse me. The outer door was ajar. I suppose someone forgot to close it.
My husband is out, Mr. Krogstad.
I'm aware of that.
Then why are you here?
So what with you?
With me? Why do you want a word with me?
Well, see, I was in also in a restaurant, and I saw your husband walking down the street
Yes?
with a lady.
And
May I make so bold of myself to ask if it was Miss Lynn?
it was, but
She's a dear friend of yours, isn't she?
she is, but I don't...
I knew her once upon a time.
I'm aware of that.
You are bold, Mrs. Helmer.
I'm no longer afraid of you.
I am willing to fight for my position in the bank as if it were fighting for my own life.
So it seems.
It is not only in the way of the money that lays least with me. There's another reason, and you may as well know. You may know, like everybody else, that I once was guilty of an indiscretion.
I've heard something of the kind. You don't mean to tell my husband that I owe you money.
Listen, either you have a very bad memory, or you know very little business. I will be forced to remind you of a few details. Your father was very ill, wasn't he? And soon died afterwards.
Yes, Papa was very near his end.
Can you perhaps tell me the day of the month of which your father died?
Papa died on the 29th of September.
That is correct. As I have ascertained that for myself, and as that is so, there is a discrepancy, which I can account for.
What discrepancy?
The discrepancy consists, Mrs. Helmer, your father signed his bond 3 days after his death.
That's impossible.
Your father died on the 29th of September. So look here. The signature is dated on the 2nd of October. Well, it's a discrepancy, isn't it? Can you explain it to me?
He didn't sign it. It was I who signed Papa's name.
Are you aware of the dangerousness of this
It
confession?
was impossible. How could I tell my father that my husband was ill when he was so ill himself?
It would have been good giving her a trip abroad.
I couldn't do that. That trip saved my husband's life.
Mrs. Helmer, you evidently do not realize what it is you are guilty of. But I'll say this. By one false step, it lost me all of my reputation. It's no worse, no better than you have done.
You? Do you ask me to believe that you run a risk like this to save your wife's life?
The law cares nothing of motives.
Then it must be a very foolish law.
Foolish or not, it is by the law you will be judged if I produce these papers.
I don't believe this. Is a daughter not allowed to spare her old, dying father anxiety and care? Is a wife not allowed to save her husband's life? I don't know much about that. But I am certain there must be some laws permitting to that fact. Do you know nothing of such laws? You, who are a lawyer? You must be a very poor lawyer, Mr. Krogstad.
Maybe. Just maybe. I'll lose my position in the bank. You will lose yours with me. Has anyone been here?
Here? Oh no, of course not.
That's strange. I thought I saw Krogstad leave in the gate.
Oh, I forgot that Krogstad was here for just a moment.
Nora, I can tell by your manner. He asked you to put in a good word for him.
Yes.
You're to conceal from me from being here, and you're to appear to do it on your own accord. Didn't he beg of you of that?
He did, but Torvald,
Yes.
I'm looking forward tremendously to the fancy dress ball the day after tomorrow.
I am tremendously looking forward to what you are going to surprise me with.
I know, no one has as good taste as you. Couldn't you take me in hand and decide who I shall go as and what sort of dress I shall wear?
Oh, my dear little obstinate woman is obliged to ask someone to come to her rescue.
I know, I can't get along a bit without your help.
There you go. We'll think it over. We are sure to hit upon something.
That is nice of you. But tell me, is there something very bad this Krogstad was guilty of?
He forged someone's name. Have you any idea what that means?
Isn't it possible he was driven to do it by necessity?
Yes, or in so many cases, by imprudence. I mean, I am not heartless as to condemn a man altogether for one false step such as this.
Oh, you wouldn't do that, would you, Torvald?
Many a man can retrieve his character by admitting to what he's done and taking his punishment.
Punishment?
The Krogstad did nothing of the sort. He got himself out by a cunning trick, and that's why he has gone down altogether.
How hot it is in here! I have such a lot to do! The letterbox. There it lies. Torvald, there's no hope for us now.
I see nothing more to mend. Now, would you like to try it on?
Christine, come here.
What's wrong with you? You look so agitated.
Look in the letterbox. Do you see it? Do you see the letter?
Yes, I see it.
Letters from Krogstad.
Nora. It was Krogstad who lent you the money.
Yes, now Torvald will know all about it.
Oh, I can assure you, dear, that's what's best for you both.
You don't know all. I forged a name.
Good heavens. I will go and see Krogstad at once.
No, you can't do that. He'll do you some harm.
At one time, he would do anything for my sake. Where does he live?
How should I know? Wait. This is hard, but there's no use. The letter is lying there in the box.
And your husband keeps the key?
Yes, always.
Krogstad must ask for his letter back unread.
It is no use. Torvald reads his letters at this time every night.
You must delay him. Go in to him in the meantime, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Torvald! Well?
He's gone out of town.
Tell by your face.
He's coming back tomorrow evening. I've left him a note.
You shouldn't have done that. You should have prevented nothing. You're up. So splendid waiting for such a wonderful thing now.
What is it exactly you're waiting for?
you wouldn't understand. Go in. Be through in a moment. 5 o'clock. 7 hours until midnight. 24 hours until next midnight. And the time tunnel will be over. 24 and 7? 31 hours.
Where is my little Skylar?
Here she is!
On a letter from you at home. What does this mean?
It's crucial that we must have a talk.
And it's absolutely necessary that it should be in.
Well, it is impossible to do where I live. There is no private entrances to my rooms. Now, take a seat. We're quite alone here.
How was it the dance tonight?
Yes. Now, Niels, we have to have a talk. You said you were like a shipwrecked man clinging to some wreckage?
I have a good reason to say so.
Well, I am like a shipwrecked woman clinging to some wreckage. No one to mourn for, no one to care for. Now tell me, Niels, how would it be if 2 shipwrecked people could join forces?
I don't quite understand. What are you saying?
2 on the same piece of wreckage would stand a better chance as each on their own.
Christine, I don't quite understand.
I want to be a mother! And your kids need a mother! We too need each other. I have faith in your real character, Niels. I could do anything together with you.
I forgot a bit.
Shh! The tarantella. Go, go!
What is it?
Don't you hear it? The dance is almost over. We'll expect them back any minute.
I will close the door.
No, you cannot! Your letter is already lying in the letterbox.
I will ask for it back.
No.
I'll wait until someone comes. And I'll say it only involves my dismissal and that he should not read it.
No, Niels. You should not recall your letter.
Tell me, wasn't that the very reason you asked to meet me here today?
At first sight it was. But 24 hours have elapsed since then. I need to disclose this unhappy secret, and that is impossible with all this concealment and falsehood going on.
Very well. If you'll take the responsibility. But if there is anything I can do in any case, I will do it most urgently.
You have to go quick. The dance is almost over. We're not safe a moment longer.
Never to see him again. Never to see my children again. Black icy waters. The unfathomable depths. Goodbye, Torvald. My children.
Nora! What is this? Do you know what is in this letter?
Yes, I know! Let me go!
Where do you think you'd go?
Save me, Torvald.
Is it true that I read here? It's impossible. It's impossible that it can be true!
Yes, it is true. I've loved you above anything else in this
Let
world.
it not have any silly excuses.
Torvald!
Miserable creature, what have you done?
Save me, Torvald. You shan't take it upon yourself!
You have destroyed all of my happiness. You have ruined all of my future. It is horrible to think of. I am in the power of an unscrupulous man. He can do anything he likes me, ask anything he wants me, give me any orders he pleases. I dare not refuse. And I have to sink to such miserable death because such a thoughtless woman. Is it him? So late. Nora, hide yourself. Say you were ill. There's a letter from her. You shan't read it. I will.
Just read it. Just read it.
Nora. I must read it again. Nora. It's true. I'm saved, Nora. I'm saved.
And I?
You too, of course. He says he regrets and he repents. It doesn't matter what he says. We are free, Nora. We are free.
I fought a hard fight these 3
And
days.
suffered agonies and...
Sit down! I've a lot to talk over with you.
Alarm me. I don't quite understand.
That's just it. You have never understood me, have you? And I've never understood you either. Until tonight. Don't interrupt me. We have been married now for 8 years. Does it not occur to you that this is the first time that you and I, husband and wife, have sat down and had a serious conversation? In all these 8 years, longer than that, since the beginning of our acquaintance, never sat down and discussed anything. We've never sat down in earnest together and tried to solve anything.
Dear Nora, would it have done you any good?
That's just it. You've never understood me. I've been greatly wronged, Torvald. First by Papa, and then by you. You've never loved me. You thought it'd only be pleasant to be in love with me. When I was at home with Papa, he told me his opinions about everything. So I had the same opinion. And if I differed from him, I concealed the fact because he would not have liked it. He called me his doll child and he played with me just like I used to play with my dolls. I came to live with you. I was simply transferred from Papa's hands into yours.
How ungrateful.
You are the reason I've made nothing of my life.
Do you say you've never been happy?
No! I've never been happy. I thought I was, but
Not happy?
no. Only married.
Then it shall be different then. Playtime is over and lesson time shall begin.
Whose lessons? Mine or the children's?
Yours and the children both, my Nora.
Alas, Torvald, you're not the man to educate me and be a proper wife for me. Didn't you say so yourself a little while ago that you dare not trust
In
me
a
to
moment
bring
of
them up?
anger, bud.
Indeed, you were perfectly right. I'm not fit for the task. There's another task I must undertake first. I must try and educate myself. You're not the man to help me in that. And that is why I'm going to leave you now.
Nora.
Tomorrow I will go home. To my old home. It will be easiest for me to find something to do.
You blind, foolish woman!
I must try and get some sense, Torvald.
To desert your home? Your husband and your children, you don't seem to see what people will say?
Oh, I shall often think of you. Children. What's how?
May I write you?
No! You must not do that.
Let me send you something. Let me help in any
I
way
can
that
receive nothing. Strange. The most wonderful thing that has happened.
What would that be?
I no longer believe in wonderful things happening.
I will believe that. For the both of us. So changed that
That
our
our lives together will be a real wedlock. Goodbye.
Nora. Nora! The most wonderful thing of all. most wonderful thing of all.
all that jazz. I'm gonna rock my knees and pull my stockings down. And all that jazz. Start the car, no whoopee spot where the gin is cold, but the piano is just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl. And all that jazz. And all that and all that jazz.
So, your wife Roxy Hobb is not involved in any way?
No, officer.
Name of deceased, Fred Casely.
Fred Casely. That can't be right, officer. My wife knows him. He sold us our furniture. She said he was a burglar.
You mean to tell me that he was here when you got home?
She had him covered with a sheet. She told me some story about how it would be better if I said that I did it and he was a burglar. I mean, you've been stringing me, Roxanne!
You double-crosser, you stupid! You are a disloyal husband! Now we'll get into the real story here. That's one cold-blooded murder, Missy. They'll hang you for that one.
Hang me!
Hey, no! Wait a minute!
chew. No, he liked to pop. So I come home one day, feeling a bit agitated, looking for some sympathy, and there's Bernie, lying on the couch, drinking a beer. And I said, you pop that gum one more time. And he did. So I took the shotgun off the wall, and I fired 2 warning shots. Right into his head.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have heard it, I bet you would have done the same. I met Ezekiel Young in Salt Lake City about 2 years ago. He told me he was single and we hit it off right away. So we started living together. He'd go to work, he'd come home, I'd fix him a drink, and we'd have dinner. And then I found out, single, he told me. Single my ass! Not only was he married, oh no, he had 6 wives. One of those Mormons, you know. So one night when he came home from work, I fixed him his drink, as usual. You know, some guys just can't hold their arsenic. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
I was carving up a chicken for dinner, minding my own business. And in comes Wilbur, the jealous rage. You've been screwing the milkman, he tells me. Oh, he was crazy. And he just kept screaming, you've been screwing the milkman! Oh, and then he ran into my knife. He ran into my knife 10 times.
If you'd have been there, if you'd have seen it, I bet you would have done the same.
Ja od początku nic nie zrobiłam, oni wszyscy myśleli, że ja trzymałam tę głowę, jak ją odcinam. Ale ja nic nie zrobiłam, ja nie trzymałam żadnej głowy i ja nie odcinałam żadnej głowy, tylko nie mogłam wytłumaczyć, bo ja nie znam języka i oni nie rozumieli, ale ja nic nie zrobiłam.
Yeah, but did you do it?
Not guilty.
My sister Veronica and I had this double act, and my husband Charlie showed her off. With the last number in our act, we did 20 acrobatic tricks in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 splits, spread eagles, backflips, flip flops, one right after the other. This one night, we were down at the Hotel Cicero, the 3 of us, boozing, having a few laughs, and we ran out of ice. So I went to get some. I come back, open the door, there's Veronica and Charlie doing number 17. The spread eagle. I was in such a state of shock, I completely blacked out. I can't remember a thing. It wasn't until later when I was washing the blood off my hands, I knew they were dead. He had it up. He only had himself to blame. I didn't do it. But if I'd done it, how could you tell me that I was wrong? He had it coming. He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had. He took a flower in his prime. I didn't do it. And then he used it. But if I'd done it, and he abused it. Could you tell me that I was wrong?
I loved Albert Richards more than I can possibly say. He was a real artistic guy and sensitive, a painter. But he was always trying to find himself. He'd go out every night looking for himself, and on the way he found Ruth, Gladys, Rosemary, and Irving. I guess you could say we broke up because of artistic differences. He saw himself as alive, and I saw him dead. The dirty the dirty He had it coming, he had it coming, he had it coming, he had it coming, he only had the thing. I didn't do it, but if I done it, could you tell me that I was wrong? up till tea.
10 to 9.
Number 17, the spread eagle. Artistic differences.
Listen, kid, you're new around here, so a little piece of advice. You want anything in this place, you gotta talk to Mama. She'll get you anything in this dump, just as long as you keep her happy.
Mama?
Ask any of the chickies in my pen. They'll tell you I'm the biggest mother hen. I love them all and all of them love me. Because the system works. The system called got a little motto, always sees me through. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. Got a lot of favors I'm prepared to do. You do one for mama, she'll do one for you. They say that life is tit for tat, and that's the way I live. So I deserve a lot of tap for what I've got to give. Don't you know that this ham washes that one too? When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. Let's all stroke together like the Princeton crew. When you're stroking mama, mama's stroking you. So let's come to one conclusion. I can bring this number two. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you.
Get out of my chair.
Velma, be nice. Roxy, this is Velma Kelly. The Velma Kelly? I follow you in the papers all the time. I love the murders.
Thanks, kid.
Can I get some advice?
Ask your lawyer.
I don't have one.
Ain't you shit out of luck?
Velma, lay off them. That was Velma Kelly. She seemed sort of angry. She always is. But she's got a name for herself. She's got the best lawyer in Atlantic City. Who's her lawyer? Miss Billy Flynn. Every girl in this block dreams of having Billy. Well, how do you get someone like Billy Flynn? Well, first you give me $100 and I'll let you make a phone call. $100? And what does she get? 5,000? 5,000?
$5,000 and you said yes. And you don't have $5,000, so I figure you're a dirty liar. But I took her case, and I'll keep it, because I play square. She's going to be on the headlines of every newspaper in the city. She'll be the hottest slayer since Velma Kelly. And of course, once that happens, we'll sell the rest of her stuff off in an auction, and then you can pay me that $5,000.
I don't know, Miss Flynn. I mean, it's...
Look, the way I see it, Eamon, you don't really have a choice. You either get that money or she rots in jail.
It's Amos!
Miss Billy Flynn and the press conference rang. Notice how her mouth never moves. Almost.
Where'd you come from?
Mississippi.
And your parents?
Very wealthy.
Where are they now?
6 feet under. away, convince me to alone one day.
Oh, you poor dear! I can't believe what you've been through! A convent girl, a runaway married! Now tell us, Roxy, whose expectations my ex-boyfriend? Why did you leave? I was leaving. Was he angry?
Like a madman. Still, I said, Fred, move along. She knew that she was doing wrong.
Then describe him
He came towards me.
with the pistol
From my bureau,
did you fight him?
like a tiger. She had strength and he had not, and yet they both reached for the gun. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both reached for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both reached for the gun, for the gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both reached for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, they both reached for the gun, for the gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both, oh yes, we both reached for the gun, the gun, the gun, the gun. Oh yes, we both reached for the gun, for the gun.
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both, oh yes, they both reached for the gun, 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 the gun,
all to reach for the
Boy, they really ate that up, didn't they?
You're a star now, kid. Roxy will be a household.
Hey, them.
I actually have some really good ideas about my hearing, but I kind of need to talk to Roxy.
Oh yeah, and what do you want?
I had an idea for when we both get out of here. My sister and I's double act was headed straight to the top, and as far as I can see from the papers, there's been nothing like it since. If you've got a good set of lungs on ya, and those skinny legs can handle it, 2 is always better than 1. So I was thinking
Oh,
that
this
maybe-
is pathetic. I can handle my own career. Thanks. And you worry about your own skinny legs dancing on any stage ever again, really. Because as far as I can see from the papers, everyone's already forgot about you.
I'm screwed. This stupid little toad is right. She is forgetting. She does not know how lucky she is that I offered her a part in my double act. I'm the Velma Kelly. I'm a joy to work with. My sister Veronica would agree, but when I get out of here, I'm taking back my spotlight.
Damn it, my client will be happy to answer all of your questions.
Go to hell, I'm not answering any of your questions, and I want my damn money back!
It's not your money, it's your mother's money.
Oh, Miss Kitty, did you know the 2 ladies? Did I know the 2 ladies? Is that your question?
Yeah, okay, you know what? My client will answer all of your questions later.
Hey, Billy, I've got a question about my trial.
Okay,
Wait, can we get a statement?
Look, let me talk to my client personally, and I'll get you an interview myself.
Billy?
Okay, yeah, hi, Trixie.
Trixie!
Roxy, look, sorry, I gotta go.
Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I just hope I didn't hurt the baby.
Baby! Oh, it's the baby! Yes, the baby!
Oh, shit.
I'm the star now, Billy. Me. I'm clearly the one with all the good ideas. I don't need you, and I don't need this.
Oh, well, that was a really cute tantrum, sweetie. But you're forgetting one little thing. You're still in goddamn jail! Your face is selling a lot of papers now, but they'll sell a hell of a lot more if you hang. Look at, what's her face? She's to hang next week. Whether you like it or not, you need me.
Wait, Onion? Her new float? So if I just follow this plan, then...
Look, Roxy,
The courtroom is my theater. And I will show you how to perform.
Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle. Give 'em an act with lots of laughs, and the reaction will be passionate. Give 'em the old hocus-pocus, bean and feather 'em. What if your hinges are all rusting? What if, in fact, you're just
Disgusting.
razzle-dazzle, and they'll never catch mice? Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle. Give 'em a show that's so splendiferous, row after row, vociferous. Razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle. First-rate sorcerer you are. Long as you keep 'em way off balance, how can they spite when you've got no talents? Razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle, and they'll make you a star. Have the jury reached a verdict?
Yes, Your Honor. We, the jury, find the defendant, Roxy Hart, not guilty.
What? Case dismissed!
What the hell just happened?
Well, I just saved your life.
Where did all the reporters go?
Oh, your gratitude is overwhelming.
Look, I got what I wanted.
You got your freedom. You got your freedom. And that's that, so I'm out of here with my money.
You got 5,000 and I have nothing.
Look, I'll see you around, okay? Oh, sorry, Emil. Didn't see you there.
It's Emma! It's fine.
Oh God, and what do you want?
I want you to come home, you and the baby.
Baby? There is no baby!
But I still love you,
They didn't even want my picture.
guess I'll be on my way then.
What the hell am I gonna do? I'm already yesterday's news. Nobody's gonna want yesterday's news on their paper. I'm already finished and I haven't even left the damn courtroom yet.
Oh, boo-hoo! Dry your eyes. No need to throw yourself a pity party. Like I said before, 2 is always better than 1.
You're on, skinny legs.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know these 2 girls in this house are the hottest giant slayers of the whole Atlantic City. Please give it up for Velma Kelly and Roxy Hart.
If you're living, you can live the life you like. You can even marry Harry.
I'm Sister Helena.
Sister Helena, I'm so very pleased to meet you, and at last. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know what's customary. Doesn't one shake hands in a convent?
I have no idea. That's the first time in 27 years that question has come up.
Sister Helena, thousands of readers have found your book to be profoundly illuminating. And they are naturally curious, of course, particularly about the autobiographical implications
There are no autobiographical implications in my book.
Are you serious?
Mr. Perry, what do you think my book is about?
Well, I believe at its heart it is about the deconstruction and reconstruction of the soul.
I believe at its heart it is about the cultivation of spiritual common sense.
Ah, that's what makes horses race.
I will try to answer your questions, Mr. Perry.
Thank you, Sister Helena. Now, you grew up and were raised here in Edinburgh, but not as a Catholic. Were your parents strong Calvinists?
My family held no extreme or passionate beliefs.
Was that remiss of them?
As a child, I found their passivity dull. For stimulation, I looked elsewhere.
To literature? Were you influenced at all by your reading?
I was influenced by reading The City of God by St. Augustine. Do you know it?
No, but what I meant was, were you influenced at all by the reading of your time period?
No, not at all.
Then perhaps for stimulation you looked elsewhere. A teacher, perhaps?
A teacher? Yes, I was strongly influenced by a teacher.
By a man?
No. It was by Miss Jean Brodie. And Miss Jean Brodie in her prime.
Good morning, Miss Brodie.
Little girls, I am in the business of putting old heads on young shoulders, and all of my pupils are the creme de la creme. Give me a girl at an impressionable age and she is mine for life. You girls are my vocation. If I were to receive a proposal of marriage from the Lord Leon King of Arms, I would decline it. I am dedicated to you in my prime.
Good morning, Miss Brodie. Girls. What a colorful frock. Color enlivens the spirit, does it not? Perhaps, though I sometimes wonder if the spirits of the girls need enlivening. My word, what can be ailing the spirits of this little girl? Monica cries easily. Well, Monica, perhaps you would like to tell us why you are crying. She is moved by a story I have been telling, the Battle of Flodden. Crying over a history lesson? It is a moving story. Well, girls, I know you're going to work hard at every subject this year. A good beginning makes a good ending. I hope you all had a splendid holiday, and I look forward to your splendid essays on how you spent them. You shouldn't be crying over history at your age. My word. Good morning, Miss Brodie.
In our prime.
Yes, Miss Brodie marches as our own, and we became famous in the school, which is to say we were held in suspicion and not much liked.
What is the main thing about Miss Brodie that you remember?
And she was exciting.
She was exciting in what way?
Well, we were growing up in Miss Brodie. Well, Miss Brodie's prime was very real to us and very exciting.
Mr. Laughter! March on, I must have a word with Mr. Laughter. Mr. Laughter! I thought I would treat myself the one actually, I was thinking about the possibility of renting a little boat at Crammond.
Renting a boat? At Crammond?
Yes,
I wanted to treat myself the one last day of sun.
Miss Birdie, I am about...
Do you, Mr. Lowther?
It would give me the greatest pleasure. I mean, if you would consider coming with me.
Oh, but I couldn't trouble you, Mr. Lowther.
Oh, I would have asked you before, but I didn't want to be seeming too... push myself. Please say you'll come with me, please, please, please.
Very well, on Sunday?
Sunday. After church, of course.
Of course!
This is nice.
You must go along now, Mr. Lowther. Your class.
Oh, Sunday. You'll not forget.
Sunday.
Excellent.
I didn't have any chance to ask her about your summer. Did you get away at all?
No. I spent the summer painting.
Family portraits? And what have you decided to call your new daughter?
Deirdre's holding out for Anastasia, but I'm holding out for Jean.
Jean. You have a family.
I had a family last July. You were a teacher last July. If I had a pound for every time I heard you say, I am a teacher, I am a teacher. First, last, always. What a firm reminder your postcard was from romantic Italy, the incomparable Giotto frescoes. How triumphantly his figure stands in face of decadent Byzantium. Yours truly, J. Brody. What? That time in the studio, I was pleased that it was I who was allowed to enjoy the tutorial position. But oh, come back to the studio, Jean. Come back. You were the only sex-bestowed object in the stony pile. I need you.
Mary McGregor!
What's happened to you, Mary? Your face is all funny.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Mary, you're definitely upset about something.
It's my brother. I'm upset about my brother.
You're never upset about your brother. But you are upset about something. Tell us, little Pinchy. Tell.
No, I won't tell. I love Miss Brody and I won't tell.
What about Miss Brodie? If something has happened to Miss Brodie, you should tell us. I'll help you, Mary. What have you done now?
She was so angry.
Well, Mary, you know how you are.
I just went into the classroom.
So?
So, there they were.
Oh, Mr. Lowther, Miss Brodie and Mr. Lowther.
No. Mr. Lloyd. They were kissing.
Mr. Lloyd?
I saw them kissing together. He had his arms around her.
Mr. Lloyd. Mr. Lloyd's in love with Miss Brodie.
And she's in love with Mr. Lloyd.
There has been an attempt to persecute Mr. Lowther on our account. He has been reproached for escorting us to Traviata. One must never succumb to provincial ignorance, nor shall anyone under my tutelage. Mr. Lowther. What does it send me?
I think Miss Mackay's watching us from her window.
Indeed. Indeed, she is. I wonder how many more picnics we shall be allowed before Miss Mackay thinks to patrol the grounds. Mr. Lowther! Eat up! I told you of our late
latest invoice. She made our appointment for 4:15. Not 4 or 4:30, but 4:15. She thought to intimidate me with quarter hours.
Do you really think Miss Mackay wants to drive you out of Marcia Plain?
It does not signify what Miss Mackay wants. Here I am and here I stay. I wouldn't leave you girls for
The Lord Loin King of Arms?
Not even he. Mr. Lauder. These are my girls. Forsooth, they are the Brody girls. Monica is histrionic. She will perform in plays or perhaps write them. One day we shall pay to see Monica. Mary McGregor. Mary is alone in this world. Her needs are great, and this is what I am here for. To help Mary find her way. She will brisk up. She will stop stuttering. She will distinguish herself. For me. And then there's Jenny. Sometimes I feel that there's a spiritual bond between Jenny and me. I don't expect Jenny feels this yet, but someday she will. Already, she has got the eye of an artist. Mr. Lloyd remarked her unusual quality. What was it he said, Sandy?
All he said was, and you, I suppose, are the pretty one.
Yes! Jenny has a profile of deceptive purity. And Sandy! Sandy! You are very dependable, Sandy. Very dependable.
Tell me, Sister Helena, was your Miss Brody a Catholic?
No, Miss Brody doesn't approve of the church vote. We said that some people do not want to think for themselves.
But you most demonstratively think for yourself, and you're a Catholic convert.
Yes.
But you said that Miss Brody was a great influence on your life.
Miss Brody was a romantic. Her rejection of truth was so extreme that it created in me a reverse hunger.
At what age?
Oh, it's a very early age.
And did you trust yourself at such an early age to define truth?
Let's just say I reject Miss Brody's truth.
And has the rejection that you made all those years ago remained valid with you throughout all this time?
But why shouldn't it?
Because a child's view is so fractional, so illusional.
Even as a child, Mr. Perry, I had very little patience with the illusional. A child has eyes, a child has ears, and the ability to reason.
What a dangerous young person you must have been.
I want to tell you about a new plotted fruit to force me to resign. Certain teachers have taken forbidding me good mornings in the corridors, with predestination in their eyes, and it has been suggested that I apply for a post at one of the progressive, that is to say, crank schools. I shall not apply for a post at a crank school. I shall not resign. If they want to get rid of me, they will have to
Assassinate you?
precisely.
Miss Brody,
Yes?
it's supposed to be a secret. I'm going to Mr. Lloyd's studio. The others will be there too. Jenny is sitting for Mr. Lloyd, who began painting her this summer.
Jenny is singing for Mr. Lloyd. And I was not to know.
It was meant to be a surprise. Oh, I shouldn't have told you, but I thought you'd be so pleased.
Oh, I am so pleased! Thank you, Sandy. You are developing into a girl with a great insight. I shall be most interested in hearing your own impressions about Jenny's portrait. Have you noticed, Sandy, how Jenny has altered? She seems older.
I'm older too.
Of course you are, Sandy, but
Jenny has developed.
Well, she has got to change.
Yes, Mr. Lloyd is bound to paint Jenny many times. She is the creme de la creme.
You might want to paint me too.
I doubt if having your portrait painted is going to be your career, Sandy.
Well, what do you think it will be?
Your career?
Yes, Miss Woody, what do you think it will be?
You have insight, and Jenny has insight. Jenny will be a great mother. The common moral code would not apply to her. She will be above it. And that is something only someone with insight should know about, like you. You, Sandy, you would make an excellent Secret Service agent. Great spy.
Humour would have helped Miss Brodie. It might have extended her crime.
Why? Was it cut short?
Yes, it had to be.
What happened?
Miss Brodie was assassinated. If she knew I was sitting for you instead of Janie, they would have to take her away in a net.
In a net?
I think I might start a whispering campaign.
Why should you want to hurt her?
You have instinct, Ted, but no insight. She's not magnificent. She's a ridiculous woman.
There is no contradiction in being both magnificent and ridiculous. Your young mind will have to stretch a bit to grasp that.
I think my young mind is stretched astonishingly to be able to discuss, at 16, the enduring passion my lover has for another woman.
It's not only astonishing, Sandy, it's unnatural. At your age you should be passionate, involved, short-sighted.
Why? Because your ideal is? At 40, whatever she is? Her and her passions. She's got a new one this term. You should see her skulking around trying to talk about Chabrikov.
Oh my god! Chabrikov!
We're going very Eastern this season. What with the war and Mary McGregor's brother.
That chap who's so foolish with his tutors. What about him?
Didn't you know? He's ran off to Moscow. Miss Cody is beside herself.
Well, Mary McGregor, we have a great deal to discuss, have we not? This proposed fetching home of your brother is outrageous. You and I, Mary dear, you and I must find some way to do our own good part.
She only uses people.
We all do that. What else is there for us to use? The people we love? People who love us?
Don't try to be philosophical with me, Teddy. You've got a perfectly good mind, but you refuse to use it.
And you, my dear, have a perfectly good heart. But you're too young to trust it.
So my age does bother you, doesn't it? You should read Freud. It's very enlightening.
My dear, I live in terror of further enlightenment, but you are right about your mind having been stretched. What does need a bit of stretching is your immortal soul. Here, try this on for size. If you're so clever, you'll be able to tell me what it's all about. I've been reading and puzzling over it for 20 years.
St. Augustine, the city of God. A rival prophet?
Rival teacher. Clever fellow, do you know what he said? He said, give me chastity and give me consistency, but do not give it yet.
Very much out of your teaching, I'd say. So, how much longer will you be tempted by this firm, young flesh?
Till you're 18 and over the hill.
Take me dancing.
Oh, certainly not.
What a coward.
A man with a wife and a large family, plus a schoolgirl for a mistress, can be called any number of large names, but a coward is not one of them.
Well, if you want to take me dancing, take me to church.
Take yourself to church. Oh, the flesh of the neck. Oh, if only it could be bottled and sold across the counter. Little girl. Schoolgirl. Devil.
Yeah, I really shouldn't feed your depraved appetites. Lloyd. Lloyd! Why can't I see the portrait?
What? Oh, she's simply go on until one or both of us is done.
No, I need to see it now. I need to see myself mirrored in your eyes. I need a vision of myself.
Are you certain?
Of course I'm certain. They've been trying to find her for 3 days.
But Mary can't be in Moscow. I thought she was at home with the flu.
That's just what they put out when she disappeared, but she left a note saying that she was going to Moscow to join her brother to spy for Chabrikov.
To spy? But she might get killed.
Well, Jean, moving your troops to Siberia. You must be supporting Chabrikov.
Yes.
You must have inspired Mary McGregor.
She went to join her brother. He's her only kin. Little girls, I have called you together, my special girls, to tell you the truth about Mary McGregor's death. Miss Mackay has already announced some facts about Mary's death, but only I can tell you the truth. Mary died of heroin. Even though she did not manage to start her mission, her intention was a noble and heroic one.
Had she lived,
Mary McGregor would have become a woman of great spirit and initiative. Hers would have been a dedicated life. You must all grow up to be dedicated women as Mary McGregor dedicated her youth to a cause, as I have dedicated myself to you. Tonight, little girls, let your imaginations soar. Think of Joan of Arc, think of Florence Nightingale, think of Mary McGregor.
And it is the board of the governor's decision that you will leave the school today. Miss Mackay, Miss Brody, I have seriously considered if I ought to tell you this, but now I think I should. It was one of your own set who put this inquiry in motion. So you see, Miss Brody, this judgment against you is rather far-reaching. I beg you to consider this before you finally do stop to examine your conscience. Goodbye, Miss Brody.
Miss Brody's been dismissed from Marcia Blaine?
I can't believe she's been fired.
What did Miss Brody do?
Miss Brody's been dismissed from Marcia
can't
Blaine.
believe she's
What
been
did Miss
fired.
Brody do?
What did Miss Brody do?
I can't believe she's been fired.
You will not believe this, but Miss Mackay stated flatly that it was one of my own set who betrayed me. It's Monica, of course.
Miss Brody, you mustn't blame Monica.
Jenny. There's at least Jenny. She and Mr. Lloyd will soon be lovers, and she will encourage him. He will give up teaching and prepare an exhibition. She will know through me how to help him. I have that.
Do you think you are a providence? That you can ordain love?
What?
You haven't held it off. Jenny will not be Teddy Lloyd's lover.
What are you saying, son?
Jenny will not be Teddy Lloyd's lover, and I will not be your spy, your secret service.
My spy? I have been dismissed from Marcia Blaine. Why are you just standing here talking about Secret Service and Providence? Are you running a fever?
Oh, what's a fever?
Then whatever are you talking
I am Teddy's lover! I am Teddy's lover. Is that so difficult for you to believe? What does it matter to you which one of us it is? It doesn't matter to Teddy.
You are Teddy's lover.
Yes.
Whoever possessed you? He is a Roman Catholic. How could a girl with a mind of her own, a girl with insight, have to do with anything with a man who cannot think for himself?
So that didn't seem to have bothered either of us, so did it? We were neither of us very interested in his mind.
How dare you speak to me in this manner? I don't understand. I don't seem to understand what has happened to everyone. Where has everyone gone?
Only Mary is gone.
Is Mary got
Miss Brody! Mary McGregor is dead! Are you aware of the order of importance in which you place your anxieties? 1. You have been betrayed. 2. Who is or who's not to be your proxy in Teddy Lloyd's bed? 3. Mary's death. Miss Brody, aren't you concerned at all with Mary's death?
I grieve for Mary.
Because of you, she went.
Because of me. It was her brother. This poor, unfortunate girl didn't have anyone else in the world.
No. No, she had you. And that was her misfortune. To please you, that silly, stupid girl ran off and got herself killed. And you don't feel responsible for that.
No. No. I
feel responsible for the ideals that sent her to Moscow, the ideals that I gave her, yes. By the way, she died. Mary McGregor illuminated her life. She died a heroine.
She died a fool. Wasn't that just like Mary? Her brother was working for Gobrakov. Mary was headed for the wrong army.
Mary McGregor.
Mary McGregor. You know, I used to wonder why you always called Mary by her full name. Maybe it's because you had a hard time remembering who she was.
I was devoted to Mary.
Oh, she only appealed to your vanity.
Why have you turned against me? In what way? In what way, Sandy, was I not good for you?
You are unwholesome and dangerous, and children should not be exposed to
How
you.
can you think it? How could you think I would harm you?
But you have harmed me.
How?
You've murdered Mary.
You have betrayed me.
No, I said what the assault
You have assassinated me.
Why must you always strike aptitudes? You know, you really are a ridiculous woman.
You see yourself as a conqueror, don't you, Sandy? Sarian in all his beauty rare.
But you profess to be a great man who conquered this Brody. Goodbye, Miss Brody.
Assassin!
What do you mean she was assassinated? You can't be serious!
Assassinated was, of course, Miss Brody's own word. She had a very colourful vocabulary.
What happened to her? Do you know?
She's accused of causing a young girl's death, called a murderess. She was dismissed from her post.
All right, you say she was accused. Was she guilty?
Oh, she was guilty and very innocent, depending on which illusion one subscribes to. The illusion is created in reality.
Are you saying that you come to different conclusions since writing your book?
Only in this moment, just in this moment, I had not realised, I had simply not realised that my book was just one more attempt to get Miss Brody's attention. How innocent we all are. Isn't it all rather funny?
Okay, right. I have one last question, and perhaps you wouldn't like to answer it, but I would still like to ask. Is in what happened to Miss Brody any way responsible for your choice to enter this convent?
Miss Brody despised what she called the common moral code. She absolved herself from its structures, and weak girls followed in her example. And as a result of this abandon, I was given a copy of the City of God as a consolation prize because I was not lovable.
Was that your own judgment, or?
No, I think it was Miss Brody's.
Little girls, I am in the business of putting old heads on young shoulders, and all of my pupils are the creme de la creme. Give me a girl at an impressionable age, and she is mine for life.